lovely Pilates people. I'm Megan Jayawardena. Welcome to 30 minutes of Pilates leg work. We're going to do lots of things for the legs, also working the hips. And because it's Pilates, we'll always be working the core and the shoulders and spine as well. They never miss out in Pilates. So we're starting with the right ear up to the shoulder and down, or the shoulder up to the left ear and down. One more each side. We're taking the face to the side wall and the front. Other side wall and front. While we're sitting here in the tailor position, we have time, plenty of time to be really pulling the lower abs in. Gently, but firmly, the entire time we're doing our exercise. And same for the pelvic floor muscles, front and back. We're pulling them up only by about 10%. We're holding them there the entire time. Last side there, last one there. Taking our hands in front of us, we're making little fists, we're circling around, warming up through the joints. And the other way, add the elbows, the shoulders, the ribs. Add some movement there for the spine. We're doing our cat-cow here. Hands could be on the thighs or the floor. Stretching like a cat, pushing the upper back away. And then the opposite, come on forward. Open heart here. 2 more like that. Last one. Cat and cow. Then we're taking the right fingertips behind the left across the thigh. Looking at the side wall. And then the other side. Some dynamic movement for the spine in every direction that the spine goes. Lovely. We'll swap ankles, so we're stretching the hips evenly. Other ankle is in front. We're coming forward, walking the fingertips forward. For a moment here, start bending the elbows, hinging from the waist, keeping the heart and the face up. From here, we're going to come on up, knees come up, and we're into our box position here. Injuries, you're going to be walking along in a high plank. Seatbelts on. You're placing the toes onto the mat, squeeze the kneecap and the quad every time you walk out, and come back in. This is for injuries, postnatal or post-surgery. You're here. The rest of us are walking on up. Squeeze the glutes, shoulders away from the ears, a long line from the crown of your head down to your heels. And we're starting with the leg pull. We're reaching one leg up, pointing the toe. Come on down. The leg is not coming up particularly high. It's about how far I'm reaching it away. And I'm controlling the lift and the lower. And I can think of nothing else other than zipping up the pelvic floor, pulling in the abs the whole time we go. So now the shoulders, the hips, the spine, the core, everything is getting nice and warm and fired up. Last 2, last one. We're going to come on down, one knee down, other knee down, sitting back on our heels, come on up, hands together. Work through the wrists and the hands for a moment. Next, we're doing one of my all-time favorites. We're on to the mats. One leg is up. Really squeeze the glute, point the toe. We're taking this knee down to the back calf and up. Down and up. Keeping the hips facing the mat. Keeping a neutral neck. We squeeze every time we come up. There's 5, 6, 7, 8, and hold. We start pulsing here, little tiny pulses. 7, 8, we lengthen the leg, and little pulses here, long straight legs, squeeze the glute. 5, 6, 7, 8, and hold. Lift up the opposite arm and stretch for a moment. Injuries stay here. Neutral neck, Otherwise, breathing in, breathing out, reach that little bit further. Come on down, other leg, here we go. Setting up, seatbelts. We come down and up. The knee is touching the opposite calf or coming very close to touching. Keep everything parallel, in alignment, heading for the ceiling there. There's 5, 6, 7. Hold number 8. I always love a pulse. Here they come. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Lengthen that leg out. Squeeze the kneecap. Squeeze the quad. Squeeze everything. Holding it here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. We balance. Reaching for a moment here. We breathe in. Breathe out. Reach that little bit higher and longer through the spine. Come on down. All the way down. We're shifting onto a hip and we're meeting on our backs. Here's a side roll down. Down through one arm. Up and over onto our backs. Feet on the floor. We're rocking the pelvic bones. We're rocking the lower back into the mat. Zipping up the core as we go. For 4, 3, 2, number 1, we're going to curl on up. Squeeze the glutes, curl the bridge up. Knees and feet are about hip distance apart. Squeeze the glutes enough to feel a stretch in your hip flexors here. Now we're starting to walk along. Seatbelts on, you're walking, raising one knee and the other knee. If you have any injuries, this can easily be done the exact same exercise, but with your back on the floor. You do not need to be in a bridge if it's too much for your spine. There's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on down. Here come the pulses. We squeeze the glutes. Little ones for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Keep on holding, decide your pose. You can come onto here, lovely pose, or lengthen the leg, squeeze the opposite glute, press the toe to the ceiling. Again, if these are too much, you can always lower the bridge and come back up, or you can do the entire series on your back instead. The hips do not have to be in the bridge. Squeeze the other glute, hold the other leg. Push, push, push. Firing up everything. Feels amazing. You're doing a great job. Squeeze both glutes. We're coming on down. Now we're coming over onto our right side. The right ear is on the right bicep leg. A pillow. We're here. Little classical move called the clamp. Hold the hip. Feet stay together. You're bringing the top knee up. Breathing out as you lift, in as you lower. Here's 4, 5, 6, 7. Number 8, we hold for that extra lift. Come on down. The top leg is pushing out. Really push through the heel. If in doubt, squeeze lots of things like the kneecap, the quad, the core, the pelvic floor muscles squeezing up to the belly button. Here we go. Little lifts. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Little circles back. They're teeny tiny, and our core is holding us nice and still. We're not allowing ourselves to rock around anywhere. Hold for a moment. Circle the other way. 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold for a moment here. We're going straight into kick, kick, point, drag to the back. Keep the leg long, straight, and strong. All of the exercises that we're doing this morning are classical mat Pilates exercises. Drag to the back. That's 5. Here comes number 6. Here's 7. Drag to the back. Here's number 8. Kick, kick, point. Drag to the back. Keep on going. Keep on going. At some point, the knee will naturally have to bend, And you can hold the hip, squeeze the top glute, press the hip forward for a quick quad stretch, or hold the foot and ankle. Just keep the leg parallel to the floor. And your foot is hiding behind your glute. Knees come in and legs come straight out near the corner of your mat. Flex the feet. Here we go. We're lifting the top leg for 4, 3, 2. We're going to work the waist here, the side of the hip, the inner and outer thigh. If you have any injuries, keep on going just with the top leg. Otherwise, push that top leg super strong. It's staying right there in the air, and the lower leg is coming up to meet it. 2, 3, good. 4, 5, 6, 7, hold number 8, here come the pulses. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Here comes some walking. We're walking midair. If midair with both legs is too much for your spine or your hips, put the bottom leg on the mat and just walk the top leg. You're walking along. Push through the heels, little tiny, funny, straight leg walks. There we go. Last 2. Last 1. We bring the legs together for an extra squeeze. Lower on down. Bend the knees. Here's our side roll up. Knees and feet come up and over. The other arm comes up and over, side roll down. Left ear on the left bicep like a pillow, straight into our clams. Check all your seatbelts, adjust into it. Hips are stacked, shoulders, ribs are stacked on top of each other, so we're not going backwards at all. Could hold here at the hip, could reach. There's 7, there's 8. Push through the heel as you lengthen the leg out. Check seatbelts. Really push strong. Strong leg here coming up for little ones. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Little circles back. Really checking seatbelts to make sure we're not rocking around. You've got it. 7, 8, and forward. 2, 7, 8. Holding it here for a moment. Then we're going straight into kick, kick, point, drag to the back. That long straight leg. Kick, kick, point, drag to the back. Working through the ankle and the foot as well as we go. The toes. Drag to the back. Here's the last 2. Last 1. Keep on going as you drag to the back. Super long straight leg. Then the knee will naturally bend. We can reach around, going for that quad stretch. Holding it here. The knees come together. The long legs shoot out there to the corner. That's called the torpedo position. Feet are flexed. You've got the top leg. You're taking it up and down. 2, 3, and 4. Keep on going just like that with the top leg if you need to. Otherwise, here we go. Ready to work the inner thigh. The bottom leg is coming up and down. Breathing out to lift, in as we lower. If in doubt, squeeze the seatbelts that little bit more. Last 2. Last 1, we hold, we pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Come on down, all the way down. Great work. We're bending the knees here a little bit so that we can meet on our backs again. For a quick stretch, we'll hug one thigh in. Nice big hug here. And then we're pushing the heel to the ceiling. Hands on the hips. We're taking this heel down and up. Really long leg. Coming down and up. if this feels too easy, sink the belly button through your entire body straight into the mat. And pull the pelvic floor muscles straight up to your belly button. You'll know what I mean. It won't be too easy, that's for sure. Last one, come on up, and we will swap legs. Other leg, coming on up. Really strong heel, pushing the ceiling. Here we go. Down and up. Breathing out as we lift, in as we lower. Really squeeze the quad and the kneecap, strengthening the knee joint here. Last two. Last one. And then we're in a nice position to meet on our fronts. So we've got a straight leg there. We can come up and over with the bent knee, and we're onto our fronts. Hands stacked on each other, elbows out to the side, squeezing the legs together. We're floating the legs up and then down. Think length rather than height, and do this via the glutes. Super strong glutes right now, or raising the legs up a little bit and lowering. Injuries postnatal, stay right here with your forehead on your hands. Otherwise, here we go. We're adding the arms, breathing out as we lift, in as we lower. The arms are like stripes going down the side of the body. Keep a nice neutral neck here. You're doing the dart, classical exercise. Maybe the fingertips will go a little bit further. Maybe the glutes will squeeze that little bit more. You can do it. Last three. Last two. Last one we hold. We're flying through the air. Check. Squeeze the glutes. Check. Shoulders away from the ears. Nice neutral neck. You're not hanging down. You're not overextending. You're neutral here. Really strong upper back. Strong spine. Strong legs. Aren't you amazing? I'm so proud of you. Well done. Hold it here. We'll celebrate by tapping the heels together. Little taps, little pulses. There's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Press the palms to the ceiling for a moment. Come on down, hands under the shoulders, pushing ourselves up and back. Hips to heels, elbows to the mat. Long spine there. Really long spine. Before we go into the child's pose, breathing in, breathing out, reaching the fingertips and arms, and heading down to the mat with the forehead, relaxing here for a moment. Then we're breathing in, breathing out. We're going to come on up, all the way up, even a little bit further. We're taking one foot forward. The back toes are onto the mat. You're raising that back leg up. You're into a runner's lunge. The knee is over the front heel. The back leg, if it's a little bit bent, squeeze the glute, squeeze the kneecap and the quad, and push the heel back towards the wall, holding it here. From here, we're going to lower the knee near the floor, but not touching, and then squeeze everything again on the way up. So you're doing a lower and a squeeze the glute to lift, pushing the heel back every time. You might feel amazing through the hips and through the leg. A lovely working stretch here. There we go. Last 4, 3, 2, hold number 1, hold it there, really push the heel, let the hips stretch that little bit further, getting into the Achilles tendon as well, a bit in the back there. And then we'll lower the back knee down. We'll come to the hand comes inside the foot so we can replace to the other side. Sitting back for a moment, checking the spine here, and we'll come back on up to where we were on the other side. Other foot forward, Seatbelts on as we hinge forward, take the back toes onto the mat, squeeze the back glute, squeeze that leg up, super strong. I'm actively pulling my belly button away from the thigh there. So I'm not really sinking on my thigh, I'm up, shoulders away from the ears. Make this an active working stretch here. There's our runner's lunge. We're adding the slight knee bend and then squeeze the glute. Push the heel away every time you come back up. If in doubt, lift those pelvic floor muscles up. Pull the belly button in. Squeeze the kneecap and the quad. That will always help with both your working exercises and your stretching. There's 3, 2, last one. Really hold it there. Rock a little bit forward and back. That might feel lovely in the ankle and the foot, the hips. Holding it there for that moment. We'll come on down. Back knee down, hand in front. We're bringing that foot round. And now we're going to meet here. Come on up into your butterfly stretch just for a moment. Soles of the feet find each other. Shoulders come up, back and down. We hold the ankles and the elbows gently press the knees out. How are you doing? In Pilates, we want to feel like we're creating a little bit of space between all of our joints, especially the shoulders, the hips, and the joints of the spine. That's where we want to feel space and a little bit of height. So we're aiming up through the crown of the head, lengthening the spine. We're going to come on up, take the right leg out to the side and the left foot in. You're in a little half V with a half butterfly wing. Gently press that wing down and check your alignment. Hips, shoulders, ears, everything is facing forward here. Check the leg that we're about to stretch. The knees and the toes are up to the ceiling. If it's relaxed and it goes like that or like that, it will not really be that effective of a stretch. It'll be a stretch, but it won't be as effective. So we want the leg to be on and ready to go. Checking your posture here. The right fingertips are walking down the leg. Where will they walk to? Experiment. Find the point where you feel a stretch. It'll go into the leg, the hips, the lower back, also the waist. And hold it there. If you're feeling tempted to twist anywhere or to relax down, come on up. Seatbelts are on. Shoulders are actively coming away from the ears. And we're actively stretching for strength and flexibility. They go together. We're going to take this left arm up and go that little bit further up, opening up the shoulder and the ribs. If you feel that you're bending anywhere, lengthen that little tiny bit more. And then we'll come on down and up. We're going to bend this knee. You could come here, especially if you have a spinal or hip injury. This is a great stretch for the hip flexors and the lower back. If you don't have any injuries, and it will feel wonderful, hook that ankle over. I need to make a little space there for my cheek to come down, and then come on up. Hug the knee up. Glorious stretch for the hips, the glutes, the lower back. If you'd like to hug a little more tightly with the opposite arm, the right shoulder could start to go towards the back, and you can breathe in, breathe out, and choose whether you'd rather look at the side or the back towards the corner. Little spinal twist. And then we're unwinding. We're unhooking and untangling, and we'll go to the other side. We've got the left leg out, right foot in. Check your checks on the pelvic floor muscles up away from the mat. Lower abs in, shoulders down, hips, shoulders, ears to the front. Check your leg. You're pressing this thigh gently open, but this leg, if it got tempted to turn off and go a little bit in or out, bring it back on. Knee, toes towards the ceiling. There's your stretch, lengthening the spine up. You'll feel the difference. From here, the left fingertips are going to start walking down the leg. Even if it's only to here, if you keep all those points through your legs and the good posture, this is a deeper stretch than if you relax into it like that. So come on up, strong stretching here. See where the fingertips will go and find that lovely feeling of creating space in the joints. From here, how about the right arm coming up and then really reaching that little bit more. Just when you think you're in a stretch and you couldn't reach any further, breathe in, breathe out and reach a tiny bit more and feel lovely. And then we'll come on up and out of that one. Checking seatbelts, still facing forward. We're bending the knee and deciding whether you'd like to put the foot here. Have a lovely stretch. So nice for the posture. Right there. Or if you'd like to hook and hug. Here comes the hug. Make a little space if you need to for the glute to come down to the mat. Sitting up. Really nice stretch through the glute, through the hips. Could hug a little more tightly. Breathe in. Breathe out and look at the side wall, taking that left shoulder back a little bit more. Possibly adding to it, breathing in. Breathing out, go that little bit further into the spinal twist. Then we're unwinding. We're unhooking, and we'll come back to the tailor position. Here we are. Checking our shoulders. If tailor is uncomfortable, you can always have both legs out in front, like the letter V. We've got our hands on the mat, and we're taking our arm up and over, checking how the spine feels. And we're taking the fingertips in front, crossing the wrists and opening. I hope you feel really good through the entire body. Today's Pilates is really focused on the legs, but because it's Pilates, it's never just one thing. It's always the core, always the pelvic floor muscles pulling in, and there will always be work for the shoulders and the hips and the spine. All of those areas we're looking to strengthen, keeping them strong and supple. I hope you've enjoyed exercising with me, and I look forward to moving with you again very soon.